And then you get to see Goofy Marie.
You get to see Goofy Marie. So hey, so I hear that you're here making pottery today?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
I'm here representing Not Made in China Pottery Studio. We made all of this stuff over here.
All of this? There's no way you made all this.
Actually, I made.
Oh, I don't believe you.
Well, we'll have to see it for yourself. In a second, I'll jump on the wheel and prove it to you.
I think the only way you can prove it to me is by teaching me. Do you do that too?
We
do you
teach.
Offer classes?
We teach classes 5 days a week. We're open every single day. You can come in and use our studio at your leisure. And we also have been teaching tea lately. We're making teaware all around the state and also brewing tea in a lot of different Southeast Asian styles.
So how long have you been making pottery?
We've been doing pottery for 15 years here in this town.
15?
Oh my gosh.
Why haven't I heard of you guys?
Well, a lot of people have heard of us. We're just so popular that people just forget to tell their friends. They just assume that someone's been to our place.
So how long have you been making teawares?
We just started making teawares about 2 years ago when we met up with some really awesome tea people out of Las Vegas, Nevada. They are focusing in third wave tea, where they produce or purchase tea that is as high ethical standard as possible. And when we met them, we just had to work with them because that's the type of tea we wanted to be involved with.
Wow. So what kind of style would you say your teaware is?
I do a different range of styles where I can do like a Taiwanese side handle.
Taiwanese. So that one looks like a left-handed style.
That's a left-handed teapot.
Right?
It's got a bunch of tea in it, so be careful.
Okay. And so what is
And then
this?
we have a whole bunch of ranges of gaiwans.
Oh, that's interesting. All that tea in there. That's a lot of tea to be holding there. What kind of tea is that?
This is a high mountain oolong from the fragrant leaf on silver. They produce some really amazing teas.
So how does this work?
So a gaiwan is a brewing vessel where you pour in your hot water. You let it steep inside of this gaiwan with the lid on, and then you pour your excess material into your share pot.
So what is gaiwan? Does that mean like gaiwan, like it's gonna make some tea? You're gonna bring them out?
That's exactly what it means. Gaiwan means lid bowl.
Oh, I see. Literally lid bowl.
Literally lid bowl.
Literally. Oh.
Yeah, and it's been a really great adventure moving from
You have
pottery
any party
into
gaiwans?
tea. I don't have any party gaiwans on me, but
No,
we do sell
you gotta
them.
bring this guy out. Okay. Well, are you gonna do a demo on the wheel?
That's a good idea. I probably should before I forget.
Okay. Let's do it. What are you gonna make?
First, I need my tea.
The elixir of life.
Believe it or not, that's 2 times the normal size of a teacup in China or Taiwan.
So you're telling me that's a large
That is
teacup?
a very large teacup.
That's a
believe it or
large teacup. That looks like a thimble.
All right. So first thing, let's get rid of this gnarly thing.
What? That was like 75 bucks.
Maybe one day it could have been when it grew up.
So what are you doing right now?
So I'm going to prepare the wheel to be able to make some stuff. I really want to show people just how easy pottery is to do.
And where is this clay from?
This is a clay body produced by New Mexico Clay here in town.
Another local company?
Another local company where we buy all of our materials.
And I noticed your wheel's going clockwise. Is that important?
That's right. I'm surprised you know that. You must know a lot about pottery. In the West, we all throw counterclockwise, but in the East, they throw clockwise. And I just so happened to accidentally only ever saw Japanese potters, and I just thought that's just the way that you did it. But now it turns out it's pretty special. And so we created a whole new method of teaching in order to be able to teach people how to make this art stay with them in order to make as much stuff as possible for the city of Albuquerque.
So are the Japanese the only ones that throw clockwise?
Not the only ones, but it is almost solely in East Asia.
And so what are you doing now? I notice you're bringing the clay up and down.
So this is called on-wheel wedging, and this is where you're taking all the particles of clay and aligning them in the same movement, so that when you act on them, they all act together as one. It's one of the most important things of doing pottery.
I notice you're not forcing it. When I watch pottery videos online, you see a lot of people muscling it with their shoulders and using a lot of strength.
Yeah, that's the way it's taught in the West, using a lot of upper body strength in order to try to control. But here, what we're trying to do instead is rather provide good influence as the clay passes by, rather than trying to change it as it comes towards us. And that makes things so you don't have to work very hard at all. In fact, all you have to do is relax.
Oh, that's really nice, because I've noticed it can shred my shoulders sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of potters lose their rotator cuffs, but not here.
And so how do you do that? How do you save your shoulders and elbows and wrists
We
from
save,
repetitive damage?
yeah, we save our bodies by using real power. By using small muscles, they have to work towards 100% of their capacity. But since we're using nothing but big muscles, I only have to use about 5% to get the clay to do whatever we want.
What do you mean by big muscles?
Our legs, our butts, our backs, that kind of stuff.
So you're not really using your arms when you throw?
No, it just looks like that. It's mostly abdomen. All the power comes from my lower body, slowly turning into the clay and taking its place.
So what is this? What is this liquid clay that's coming off in your hands?
That's called slip. And that's what you want to use rather than water.
Can you put it back onto the clay?
Once it removes, you can only use it for moisture, but you don't want to try and get it to stick back in. And now I'm going to make some stuff. This is called centering. This is the most important part of making something. If your piece isn't aligned before you begin, it'll never be aligned through the whole making process. And all the little inconsistencies that you left before you stop centering will still be inside the clay itself. And then you'll have to deal with them while you're trying to make something, and that's no fun.
So are you going to make a bunch of little pieces, or are you going to make one big piece? Oh, that looks like a teacup.
Maybe in the West that would be a teacup. This would probably be closer to a giant serving bowl.
And what is giant, or what is a standard teapot size in this small pot style?
So the average teapot that I get requests for is 75 millimeters.
That's really
which
small.
is very small. It's under 3 ounces.
Wow.
Super easy. The hard part.
And what is this tool here
This
called?
is called the Hama tool.
Hama? What's a hama?
It's for removing your pieces from the wheel.
Oh wow. I didn't even see that. That was almost magical.
It is magic until you learn how to do it.
Why did you just cut it in half?
That's the only way to tell if you made it right.
And then what are we looking for when we made it right? So,
A certain level of thickness, thickness tapering down to thin with a little bit of a pearl on top. Enough room to trim out the beautiful foot.
kind of like what we see here in this picture of what a tea bowl is. So that's what we would use for the matcha ceremony probably. That looks more like a matcha bowl to me.
That's exactly right. And then I make another one. And another, and another.
So what would you call your style of pottery?
I would say it's probably an Eastern style, but since I mostly taught myself, it's something that's been heavily adapted to the city of Albuquerque. We've taught over 25,000 people how to use the potter's wheel, and each one of those people taught us something different about how the clay works. And so by compiling all that data, I was able to figure out a new technique that was able to teach anybody.
Anybody?
Anybody.
Okay, so what if they're missing fingers?
Oh, that's no problem. Missing arms is a little bit harder, but it's also very easy.
Or missing legs?
Yep.
Have you taught anybody missing legs?
Blind, deaf, missing arms, legs. People with 2 thumbs on each hand. That was really fun.
Wow. It almost looks meditative, like a yoga.
That's the main reason why I do it. Life can be very hard. So it's nice to be able to sit down and relax and let go. And just feel for a little bit rather than thinking all the time.
And what color will this clay be after you fire it?
This will be a beautiful peach color when it's finished.
And so what's this shiny stuff on the outside of pots?
That's our glazes that we use at our pottery studio. The glaze is the glass foil mixture strength to it. Makes it a lot more food safe and keeps the water out.
But I've seen people eat and drink out of, would you say bare clay pots without the glaze?
Oh yeah, those are really fun too, but they just don't last as long. So many things.
So how did pottery even come into being?
Most likely we were watching animals, we were watching birds, and we were watching bees. And then we probably got a little bit jealous and stole some of their nests and some of their little homes that they built and started using them for our own purposes. But most people believe that one day we were using a basket lined with clay, and that basket fell into the fire. And eventually, after enough repetition, they figured out what exactly was happening, and they started to fire them themselves on purpose.
So is pottery typically pretty brittle or fragile? Because I remember.
Hard stuff.
But what about the china that I see in my grandmother's cabinet? They keep that behind glass doors and lock and key because it's so delicate and fragile. Can you explain that?
Well, a lot of people have a lot of opinions about that, but a lot of people believe that those pieces were fired improperly. And because of that, they were made brittle in order to make for a cheaper product to produce. Whereas here at our studio, we make sure that everything is quality, all food safe, oven safe, microwave safe, freezer safe, dishwasher safe. Anything we can to make sure that the high quality items are produced in Albuquerque.
So how long have you had your shop or studio in Albuquerque?
Not Made in China Pottery Studio has been open for 11 years now. Oh my gosh.
And how many people have you taught?
And our studio has taught over 45,000 people how to do pottery. Went by in a flash.
And what is this piece going to be?
Thinking I'm going to make some beautiful vase. Maybe a large bowl.
What's the difference between a vase and a vase?
$50?
But, wow, it looks so relaxing.
That's the hard part. That's what it kind of wants to stress you out when you try to do something new. But most of the time it's the relaxation part of it that allows it to be successful.
And what is this technique called that you're doing?
This is called pulling up the wall.
Are you pulling it?
It is kind of a misnomer. Rather, I'm simply squeezing the clay and then moving up with the clay as it moves up along.
So are you going to take these home from this festival or to your studio and you're going to fire them? And...
No way.
What?
These are going to be turned right back into a big lump.
That seems like an awful lot of work to waste.
Hey, if I introduce somebody to the appreciation of pottery, it could never be a waste.
I guess that's really the most important thing, right? It's just creating that market base and that appreciator, because that is the most important part of any art, is the patron, right?
Exactly.
The person who appreciates it and loves it and uses it.
We're nothing without the people that appreciate us and make us keep going.
What are your favorite wares to make?
Little tiny single stem teardrop bottles, which I very rarely get a chance to do.
Yeah, I've seen those a lot in our Chabana for our Chado group here, our Urasanke Chado group. We like to use those bottles a lot for tea time ceremonies.
Yeah, it's a nice way to introduce nature back into something that is very human.
And what is this now? What is this tool called?
This is called the metal rib tool depth. It is basically a tiny razor of metal, strips away the liquid from the outside and the inside. Super important. We're actually working against water. Water is going to always make the piece want to fall back into a pile of mud. So we have to be careful.
This is one of my favorite vase shapes with this large shoulder and small foot. I like these a lot.
She likes something very big.
So how does one start learning to make pottery or taking classes at your studio?
Well, we have a whole bunch of different options. You can just become a member and just start doing it. Or you can get a lesson package or a single lesson, or you can start taking classes through UNM where we teach it, continuing education. It's a great time.
So is it like a gym membership where people can just pay a monthly fee and come use your studio?
That's exactly right. We're open every single day, noon to 7. And hopefully we'll see you there.
That's beautiful. So how much would you sell that for?
Let's see. $0.
Oh. Oh.
So refreshing.
I guess what is creation without some destruction?
One and the same.
One and the same. Well, that was super cool. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, thanks for helping.
No problem. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.